making the friendships and relationships. I feel really lucky that I have a lot of, you know, like diverse friends in this industry that we all want to work together and we all want to lift each other up. And I think that that's something that's so important because I do think, you know, obviously representation is incredibly important because I didn't have it as much as it is even now.
Tiffany Smith. Oh my God, thank you so much for your time. A pleasure I already saw you in person, but now we are like formally meeting. Thank you so
Yes,
much for your time.
I'm so happy to do it.
Yeah, so today we're gonna be talking about in-flight, but after that we're gonna be asking other questions too.
Okay.
So so who doesn't want to go to Paris, right? Because your character Claire is going to Paris, right?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's one of those things when you're a hard worker, it's hard to take time to go on vacation. So I could really relate to that with this character where it was like she wasn't ready to go away, but yes, of course, who doesn't want to go to Paris?
Exactly, exactly. Do you think like Paris is like one of the best destinations, or you like other countries?
Oh man, I love traveling so much that every time I go somewhere, it's my new favorite. Where, you know, I've been to Paris, I've been to Brazil, I've been to Mexico, I've been to Italy. So every time I travel, I fall in love with the place, but I also always want to go somewhere new. So every new place is kind of my new favorite.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So let's talk a little bit about this script and Claire and what attracted you to her and what attracted you to like to the to be inside of an airplane in a movie pretty
Yeah,
much the whole time.
yeah. Pretty much the whole movie is in the one set, which is very fun. It's really interesting and fun and cool. But I had worked with Youngblood, the director, on this project on a short film, and she came to me and said, "Hey, I'm going to direct my first feature. I would love for you to be a part of it. Do you want to read the script and see how you feel?" And I read it and I loved it. And not only did I love it, but I loved working with Bo the last time on the short film. And so Claire for me was just such a cool character because she's strong and smart. And like I said before, you know, the hardworking aspect of her, I could super easily relate to. And she's tough. Like she's very strong. She actually has a lot of agency and, you know, she doesn't just sit around and let things happen to her. She actually is proactive. And I loved that about her as well. And I hadn't gotten to play a character like this before. So it was really, really fun for me.
Yeah, and then she's trying to find out what happened. We're not gonna tell because people need to watch the
Yeah.
movie, but
No
it's
spoilers.
like, yeah, super fun how much the characters involved throughout the movie, and it was such an amazing like way to see her involved. Shh. So you mentioned about working with the with Bo. What was like? What was about like her? Like what was her own set like make you? She's give you room, guys, got for you room for improvisation. How was that relationship on set?
Bo was an actress first. So I think that helps a ton when you're a director, when you've been an actor as well. Because you know how it feels to be on the other side. So that helps a ton. And she's just so relaxed. Like we were really lucky that we decided we were going to do this project and had time before to actually read the script and talk with each other and talk with the writers. Anything that felt like a little bit off or a little bit different or things that I wanted to play with, we had the time to do that before we even got to set, which is a huge help. Because it was a fast shoot, you know, so we don't have a ton of extra time while we're on set. So it was really nice to get to be able to have that time before we walked on set to have really, you know, fleshed out the character and any questions that I had. And like I said, she is so relaxed on set that helps so much where it's, you know, crazy things could be going on over here. But when you're talking to her, she's just totally tapped in and focused on you and what do you need. And that helps so much because it helps you to be grounded and calm as an actor in a project too, when there's so many things going on all the time, always.
Yeah, yeah. And also like this, you said that you guys have just a period of time to shoot. It's an independent movie as well. So what was like the challenge there for you as an actress?
You know, I feel pretty lucky because a lot of the projects that I've done have been more indie. And so I felt really prepared on that side of things because, you know, we had a lot of pages every day, and I'm in every single scene. So it was a lot of dialogue for me to have in my head all the time. But I think because of the fact that, like you said earlier, I've been a host for a long time. So I was kind of used to memorizing things. And like I said, I've done other indie films or where I've done like a Lifetime or a Hallmark movie, and those movies kind of shoot on the same kind of fast schedule. So I was prepared for the doing many pages in one day. For anybody listening or watching who doesn't necessarily know about features, usually you do like maybe 5 pages in a day, but we were doing like 10, 12, 13 pages a day. So it's a lot to get done, but I think it also just makes everything feel so much more alive when you're on set.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. And like the airplane, I think is so real, everything that goes through inside the airplane.
Yeah.
But everything's so suspicious at the same time. So it's funny. So you have Cristo on the, I always confuse Fernandez con Fernandez. Yes. And then how was like work with him, and then this dynamic that you guys created on the movie.
So the short film that I did with Bo Youngblood, Cristo was also in that one as well. So I met him through friends and worked on that project with him before. So we already had a good friendship. And what I love so much about this project is it's such a different character than what I think people are so used to seeing him as. Obviously, from Ted Lasso, he's different. I don't want to give any spoilers, but he's a different character in this movie.
He's the easygoing there. So just to put a crazy person.
So he was so fun to work with. And he's one of those people that like the character that he plays has to be so charming, and it's just so natural to him to be a charmer where, you sit down and he smiles at you and you're like, okay, whatever you want to say. So it worked really well for this character, and it was just great. It's always so fun for me to get to work with my friends.
Yeah, that's good. He's such a great actor, and I interviewed him in the beginning when he's first doing his first round of interviews for Ted Lasso. He was super shy. And then afterwards he was like became more relaxed through the years, and I think he has such a great talent. I think that's what I think. So you also work a little bit like in a big blockbuster movie, Guardians of the Galaxy. So not comparing, but I think it's different. Like when you go to an indie set and go to a big studio set. How was like this different for you as an actress?
I mean, I think the thing that is really, everyone's career is so different. And for me, because I was a host for a while and still do, I got to visit the bigger blockbuster sets to do set visits and interview cast on the sets. So that was something that like, I think for me as an actress really helped, because a lot of times when you're an actor, you just get thrown onto one of those big sets and you have never stepped onto one before. And it can be really intimidating. And I'm not saying that it wasn't intimidating walking onto the Guardian set, but I had interviewed James Gunn multiple times before on other projects, and then had been on sets that were that size. So I think I had a level of comfort that a lot of other actors in that situation may not have had, which was so helpful for me. But yeah, it was incredible to get to see a set that big. I think the thing that is so interesting is that you realize that as an actor, auditioning is so different than once you're on set. And in both cases, in flight and then on Guardians, it's like the sets make your acting, it just makes acting so much easier because you actually have all of that stuff there, where it's like, I got to walk around and look at the Guardians spaceship. And for us, we were on the airplane set, an actual plane. And for actors, I think that's something where, you hear people say auditioning is such a different skill than actually acting on set. And I really think it is true, because when you're auditioning, you have to imagine everything. But when you're on set, no matter whether it's a big set or a small set, you're going to be on a location, a set. You're going to have stuff that helps you really feel more present as an actor. And I think it just makes the acting come alive even more.
Yeah, you're right. You also did like Harry and Meghan Becoming Royal. You look just like her on that movie. Because I think you guys have like the same color of hair, the same tone of skin. I think it's very similar. And how was like for you to be portraying like a royal family, like someone that is very royal?
I felt really lucky to get to play that character because for me, it's, I'm multi-ethnic. And so growing up, I always wanted to see more people in the world and on camera and on television and in shows that looked like me. So getting to play this real life woman who is incredible, but also is, biracial and has such a great story. And, that was something that was really lovely for me. And it really, having young girls come up and just say thank you for doing the film and, getting to see themselves more on screen. It's so amazing to me. And that's what I hope I get to keep getting to do. It is really interesting playing someone who is alive because there's a much different pressure on you as an actor to really honor them and not overstep or, just make it as close to them as you possibly can. And the other hand, what's great is that you have so much footage and things of them to watch. Exactly. So I can see so much of them, which was really helpful too.
Yeah. Did you talk to her to play the
No, didn't get to talk to them.
Yeah. No, sometimes actors don't talk to the real
yeah.
Okay, but you have a lot of footage that can bring a lot of stuff. And are you working in any new projects, anything that you can talk about aside from the in-flight?
Yeah, I just wrapped up an audio drama called The Curious Matter Exile Season 3. I produced that and voice directed, and I'm a lead voice actor on it. And you can listen to that anywhere you listen to podcasts. It's a sci-fi crime noir drama. It's so much fun. But we have like Trace Lissette, Tracy Toms, Malcolm Barrett, Phil Lamar, Kevin Smith are all voice actors in it as well. So that's something I'm really proud of. And then recently I just did a Kickstarter for a feature called Deepest Darkest that I'm going to be the lead in. And we reached our Kickstarter goals and we're probably going to start filming in December and January. And that one is going to be starring myself. And we've got Rosario Dawson and Phil Lamar and Ernie Hudson, just to name a few of the actors that are involved. And then it's a sci-fi kind of genre anthology film. So I'm really, really excited about that. And, just as the last couple of years have been so interesting for everyone in the industry, it's been really cool to get to kind of take on other roles where I'm producing it, stories created by myself and Mark Bernardin, and then getting to act in it as well. So it's one of those things where I feel really motivated and inspired to create my own stuff, and getting to create it with friends and people that I love and people that I look up to is really, really special.
Yeah, I think that's like, I don't know, I see all these amazing actors and actresses working together, and like you directing, producing. I don't know, I think you guys are creating more opportunities for yourselves as well, for us, and for us to be amused by entertainment, television or film or everything. I love that. And also, Tiffany, if you have to give an advice to your young self, to your little girl, right there, what advice you give to the little girl that want to pursue a career? Doesn't need to be an actress, can be any career.
I mean, I think the biggest thing is have a goal, but don't worry about how you're going to get there, if that makes sense. Like, there is something to be said about, I obviously have big dreams for myself and big goals that I want to achieve, but every day it's taking small steps to get there. So don't get so worried and stressed out about how am I going to get to the end, and enjoy the small steps to get there, because there is so much stuff that you miss out on if you're only focused on the end goal the whole time. So that would probably be one of my biggest pieces of advice. And then the other one is, work with people that you love. Cause I think it's, you hear so much in every industry, like it's all about networking. It's about who you know, and especially in the entertainment industry. And I think sometimes people can think that's a negative thing, but for me, it's so positive, because to me, it's work with your friends, work with people that you care about, because honestly, I want to be a creative. And so I'm inspired by my friends who are super creative. So why would I not want to work with them?
I agree.
Yeah. So those are probably my two biggest pieces of advice: is don't get so stressed out about getting to the end, and work with your friends as much as you possibly can.
Yeah. I think sometimes people think that because we are in the same industry, we are kind of competing, but I think we add more to each other. You know what I mean? I always look at my journalist friends like as, okay, we can do it together, or we can support a certain movie together, not just keep to yourself, like,
Yeah.
right? So I
Yeah.
don't know.
I mean, I truly believe that if it's your job, it's your job and nothing's going to change that. And there's plenty of jobs for everyone. I know it sometimes seems like there's not, but it really is like, if that's where you're meant to be, the right jobs are going to come up and you don't have to compete because everyone offers something so different. Like, you are uniquely you and I'm uniquely myself. So someone else isn't going to do what I can do in a certain position. And I think that's something where it's just like always remembering that. It's such a cheesy thing, but where people are like, what's your superpower? And your superpower is that you're you and no one else is you. So always kind of grounding myself in that is really, really important too.
That's amazing. Another thing is like you being like in this business for quite some time, how much it's changed for you, like as a woman and as a biracial woman in this industry. How much did you see the change from like 10 years from today, 10 years ago from today?
I mean, I think every day it's changing. The crazy part is I think, you know, for me, the biggest transition has been that at first I was strictly just hosting. And then stepping into the acting space as well as hosting has been the biggest change for me. But I think, you know, I can only speak really for myself. And I'm like, I feel like the biggest change is my confidence level. The fact that like when I started out, I was so much more nervous and timid and didn't know exactly what to do and how to do it. And now it's kind of one of those things where I've gotten to a place where I'm like, nobody knows what they're doing. Like, you just kind of have to try it and keep moving forward and taking those baby steps and asking for help where you can and advice where you can. And I do think it's, you know, my confidence has grown so much where it's just, I trust myself a lot more than I think I did when I first started out. And I think it's just, like I said, again, making the friendships and relationships. I feel really lucky that I have a lot of, you know, like diverse friends in this industry that we all want to work together and we all want to lift each other up. And I think that that's something that's so important because I do think, you know, obviously representation is incredibly important because I didn't have it as much as it is even now. And there's still work to be done. So I think that, you know, as we keep moving forward, it's more just about telling stories that are relatable for everyone and realizing that, you know, I'm multi-ethnic, but someone else's story of a multi-ethnic girl my age living in California is going to be so different than mine. So just getting as many stories out there as we possibly can and spreading as much joy as I possibly can is like the biggest goal for me.
That's amazing. Wow. That's really amazing. No, I think I wanna thank you so much for your time. Yes, a pleasure to talk to you like this 101. And then I hope we can see each other in person
Yeah.
again. And good luck. And I'm always here to any projects that I want to talk about, promote. I'm always here to promote them and spread the word out there.
So much. Thank you so much. It was great chatting with you.
If you like to support or continue to support Jana on Camera, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share the videos.